Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mr. J. This is W.A.D. MTG. I'm back again for a cardboard pack crack. We're doing Foundations today. I just made it back from a long trip, and luckily I prepaid and pre-ordered for the Foundations Collector Booster Box. I was watching some pack cracks online and seeing that out of every case that I watched pack cracked online, there was a fractured foil in every case that I watched get cracked. So for me, I think that means my odds are about 1 in 6 getting a fractured foil. I've seen some really big hits online, so I'm super excited. I'm super excited for the set. The set's a big deal for me. Lately, a lot of the sets have been, well, everybody's talking about it. They haven't quite felt like Magic sets. And this one, you know, it seems like a love letter to Magic, really. It takes me back. It brings back all the things that I've loved about Magic for a long time. It's a standard set. It's going to be legal for 5 years, so it's going to have that 5 years legality in standard. It's going to have a huge effect on standard. Now, because of that, I know that the value of the cards probably won't hold because there's going to be a lot of it cracked, right? Since it's legal for 5 years, there's probably going to be multiple print runs where they're just going to keep sending it out and sending it out and sending it out, because as time goes and more sets come out, they're going to come out with cards that are going to crack some of the cards that are in Foundations, and then people are going to run back and they're going to want a play set of the cards in Foundations, and they're going to be skyrocketed in price. So, you know, I went picked up my pre-order, and I also added a pack of Dominaria United Collector, because I bought like $800 of Dominaria United, like 4 box, like 3 fat packs, and a pre-release, and I only ever got 1 Shieldred, and that was out of the pre-release. So I'm hoping to pull another Shieldred because I need her in a couple of decks, and I've only got 1, and I don't like to proxy. I don't do none of that. I don't move cards around from deck to deck. So I just won't play with her until I pull another one or until I buy another one, and it's still it's like $75, $80 for the cheapest version still. So before we get into that, I'll get into this real quick. This is the Soul Ring, super shiny Soul Rings, beautiful Soul Ring. They gave out as a promo for buying the collector box, and the regular buy a box promo was this Solemn Simulacrum, and it's this alternate art, beautiful Solemn. And then underneath that is just some cards that I picked up. I picked up three copies of the Kaladesh art Blooming Marsh for my standard deck. I don't like the art from which set was it? The Cowboy set. I don't really like the art. It's a little cactus, so I went with the Kaladesh art for my standard deck. So without further ado, I'm gonna start cracking packs and talking about it. I'm gonna do the Dominaria first. Don't want to blow all my luck on the Dominaria, but I do need that other Shieldred. And I've got like everything else I could possibly ever want out of this set. So here we go. Crystal Grotto. This is an American pack. The rares in the back. The foils in this set were nice. At the time, the beautiful land. At the time, they weren't cut all that great. Silver Scrutiny. Another Hottie Djinn. I've already had a play set of Hottie Djinn, but a nice little foil Hottie Djinn. Voldarian Mindslinger, Baird, oh, there we go. That's a good hit for me. I definitely did not have that card. Savitri, Dragon Master. For 2, a blue and a black. It's a legendary Planeswalker, Savitri. It comes out with 4 loyalty. It's +1. Until your next turn, creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller plays 2 life for each of those creatures. And -3 is search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. -7 is destroy all non-dragon creatures. And Savitri, Dragon Master, can be your commander. So it's one of those rare Planeswalkers that can't actually be your commander. Nice hit. The Vesuvian Diplomacy, that's a nice hit too. Beautiful foil card. No Shieldred, but I'm happy with it. Got a good hit. Pretty token. Pretty 4/4 foil dragon token. I'm not sure how that's coming out on camera. I am in my truck. It is kind of late. I've got my overhead light on, and then my little dim, like dash style light for my little setup here. My little, it's like my lunch / dinner table or whatever. I also have, you know, set up my laptop and everything over here. Play all my spell table games right here. So it's just kind of the way I got it set up. I don't know how the garbage situation is going to go. I'm probably just going to pack or throw the packs for a while and then pick it up when I'm done. So I'll go ahead and do some sorting real quick. We'll go mythic. Rare. Vesuvian's a mythic. That's a 2 mythic pack. Not bad. And a Hottie Gin. That's a 5 rare pack. Not bad. And a land. 6 rare pack. Holy shit. That actually was a pretty good collector pack. Pretty good collector pack. Dominaria shit on me though. Dominaria shit on me pretty hard. So I'm not mad. I really like the Vesuvian Diplomacy. It's beautiful. I don't know. Can you see that in there? Okay. I'm gonna make sure. Try to make sure whatever I'm separating is going to be able to be viewable here. And then just the token. I don't want the token to overload the mythics here. Something kind of like that. That's probably how I'm going to do it. Something like that. I don't want those to really get in the way. I didn't break the seal because I feel like it kind of ruins it for the video if you do. Like I said, out of all the pack cracks I watched online, a lot of influencers and stuff open a whole case. And I don't have. I mean, I've got money and everything, but I'm not gonna spend $1,500 to open a whole case to try and guarantee myself a fracture foil. But I will buy a box though. $250. So I think it said $240, but by the time tax and everything, it was over $250. It was almost $260. Oh, what the hell? I actually kind of like the way the new box is. I kind of like that. I think this came with 12 packs in it instead of 10. So not 8, not 10, but 12. We'll see here. I'm calling them up here in a second. I do like that box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 12 collector packs. So a little better than boxes in the past that had 10. Some of them only have 4. And get to ripping. This set is just such a beautiful set. The foiling does look great. Preposterous proportions to open it up. I'm going to go over some of the comments and non-comments, and then I'll stop going over them. A nice Mossborn Hydra. Anthem of Champions. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for 2. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Ooh, there's a hit for me. Celestial Armor. That's going right in the deck. For 2 and a white, it's an artifact equipment with flash. When this equipment enters, attach it to a target creature you control. That creature gains hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has flying. It equips for 4. Boom. A High Society Hunter. Hopefully I'm getting a nice land. Inspiring Call of Braid. That's beautiful Braid. Revenge of the Rats. Inspiration from Beyond. Bite Down. Sure Strike. Run Away Together. Heir Apparent. That's a big one. I think that's like a $7 common or something like that. And it's foil. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna find. Let's find room. We'll go like this. We'll put our bulk stuff kind of here, and our more. We'll pull a braid out. Braid's a real good card. Something I'll probably use. Stuff I'll use or stuff that's notable from common uncommon slot, I'll just set over here. Like I said, this set, this set really hit a soft spot for me because it feels like Magic, right? With all the sets that we got coming out, all the Universes Beyond, now Universes Beyond is taking over, and it's going to be 50% of Magic is going to be Universes Beyond. It's just, I actually don't mind Universes Beyond. I like it quite a bit. Like, I'm a fan of Final Fantasy. I'm going to get down with Final Fantasy. I'm a big fan of Marvel, big fan of Spider-Man. Huge fan of the X-Men, obviously, if you watch any of my other videos. That's because of my dad, you know. So big time fan of Marvel. But we're gonna go pretty heavy on the Spider-Man stuff. Spider-Man's pretty much every kid's favorite superhero, right? Hoping to get like Venom and stuff like that in the Spider-Man set. That'll be fun. But this set just takes me back. It's like an ode to, I've been playing Magic since 2007. So seeing some of these old cards get reprinted again. Banner and Kinship. That's a great card. In foil. Nice Banner Kinship. Herald of Eternal Dawn. Alternate art, full face, non-foil. Looks beautiful though. Such a good card. For 4 and 3 white, it's a creature angel with flash and flying. You can't lose and your opponents can't win the game for 6/6. So it's an ode to Platinum Angel, you know. So that's a lot of the cards in the set did that. Obviously power creep is a big thing in Magic, but a lot of the cards in the set really gave it that flavor. Drake Hatcher, I think this card will actually be pretty good. It's a 1/3 for 2 creature human wizard with vigilance and prowess, and prowess is already one of them things it's a really popular mechanic for spellslinger decks. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn, and then whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many incubation counters on it. So it's already going to be a 2/2 once you cast a spell, and if it's a buff spell, it's going to be over a 3/3. Then remove 3 counters from it, create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying. This card, I think it's deceptively good. I think it might even be good enough for Modern. And I guarantee it's going to see standard play. I'm not particularly sure what deck archetype it's gonna. Sphinx of Forgotten Lore. I'm a big fan of this card. So Sphinx of Forgotten Lore for 2 and 2 blue. It's a creature Sphinx with flash and flying. It's a 3/3. Whenever this creature attacks, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. So that's another ode to another card, an old card, Snapcaster Mage. But you can do it every single time on attack, and you don't have to do combat damage. You just have to attack with it. So you can wait, hold up your mana, respond to your opponent how you want in a tempo control style deck, flash in the Sphinx of Forgotten Lore, and then on your turn, untap, swing with it with all your mana open, and immediately flash back a card. Now, I don't know how good it is now, but I guarantee there's going to be a card printed that's going to make that card really, really good. And when it does, and there's like an instant or sorcery that's like a 4 of in every deck, that card's going to be, it's going to be a staple. Now, right now, Dimir is running things, so you can just flashback removal and stuff, but the Dimir decks usually have like 14, 16, 18 pieces of removal or something. Exemplar of Light. I think this card's going to be deceptively good as well. For 2 and 2 white, we got a creature angel. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this creature, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. So nice little repeatable draw effect in white. White life gain. There's already like a life gain deck. I'm not sure if it's going to see play automatically. Blanchwood Armor. That's beautiful. Reassembling Skeleton. Ravenous Amulet. I'm not really sure. I don't think I've even read this card yet. So 2 colorless mana for an artifact. For 1 and tap it, sacrifice a creature, draw a card. You can put a soul counter on this artifact, activate only as a sorcery. For 4 and tap it, sacrifice this artifact. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of soul counters on the artifact. I actually think that's not that bad. I think that might see some play. Divine Resilience. Nice little Thornwood Falls, a gain land. Broken Wings. Healer's Hawk, just a flying lifelink 1/1 for 1. Gutless Plunder, such a beautiful foiling on that. Look at that. Squad Rallier. See, a lot of these cards are standard draft chaff, and some of the, like Blanchwood Armor, that card is an amazing card in draft. Amazing card in draft. Not so great in constructed, but it's amazing in draft. If you're building mono green, it's probably pretty good. But you know, I think there actually is a mono green deck, so it might come back into favor. I don't really see it. Auras, I think, is an Azorius thing right now. I haven't played a lot of standard. I don't play a lot of arena. I do have a standard deck, and I do intend to study the meta this year and try and see if I can do one of the big tournaments, win a store championship, get an invitational, or just pay my way in. I don't know if you can do that anymore, though. Used to, you could just pay your way in, but I don't know. Can I just go to Chicago and pay my way into the standard tournament? I don't think so. I think it's invitation only. Ooh, here we go. Mana foil. Oh, wow. That textured mana foil is sick. High Society Hunter and the textured mana foil. These cards are going to hold some value, just like the Infect foils that came out in All Will Be One. But oh man, arguably that's such a prettier foil. High Society Hunter. I'm going to read it. For 3 and 2 black, it's a 5/3 Vampire Noble with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, draw a card. Oh, that's a big foil. We're going to throw that over here. Big foil. Where's the room for a big foil here? What we'll do is we'll scooch these over. Set it right here. Let's see if we can zoom out a bit on the camera to make sure that's visible. Ooh, don't know like that. Whoa. Bear with me, having some technical difficulties. There we go. I'm going to crop it before I post the video anyway, so just want to make sure it's in view. Alright, got another Banner of Kingship. Got another High Society Hunter. That's my third one. Got an Ajani, Color of the Pride. Foil. Tiny Bones. Bauble Burglar. Sure, that's kind of hard to say. Let's read the new Tiny Bones. Everybody's favorite little thief. Tiny Bones. Bauble Burglar. For 1 and a black, he's a legendary creature, skeleton rogue. He can be a commander. I heard everybody talking about him. I haven't really looked at him too deep. But they're saying he's like budget Turgid. So he's a 1/3. Whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from their graveyard with a stash counter on it. During your turn, you may play cards you don't own with the stash counter on them from exile, and spend mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. For 3 and a black, each opponent discards a card to activate only as a sorcery. These Tiny Bones. Beautiful land. These foils are slick. Slick foils. They're just sliding all over the place. There goes a nice hit. Youthful Valkyrie, full face foil. The card was going for like $7 in the old art, just because it was only printed in one set, I believe. So this card is going to hold some value, and it's an alternate art full face foil. For 1 and a white, it's a creature angel. It's a 1/3 with flying. Whenever another angel you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. We got the 12/8 dinosaur, vanilla dinosaur, power creep like a motherfucker. Etherize, It's going to have a lot of staples. Gain land. There we go. Burst Lightning. That's a staple. Burst Lightning for 1 red. It's got kicker with 4 colorless. You can, spend the additional 4 as you cast a spell. Burst Lightning deals 2 damage to any target. If it was kicked, it deals 4 damage instead. Sanguine Siphoner. That's a cool art for Sanguine Siphoner. For 1 and a black, whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain life. Beautiful. Nice Tolarian Terror. It's got a lot of beautiful arts and just super sick foiling on this set. The foiling is really nice. Now, obviously, I'm looking for several cards in particular. My 5 favorite cards from the set were the new Coma, World Eater. That was 1. Cyrus 7 Deaths is my number 2 card in the set. My number 3 card in the set is probably the Edict, the Black Edict, which is like basically a 1-drop board wiping commander. My number 4 card in the set was the new Niv Mizzet, and my number 5 card in the set is that Call of the Dragon Caller, or whatever I think it's called. It's the 6-drop red enchantment that whenever you cast a spell, you create a 5/5 dragon, I believe. I think that card's sweet. I think that card is sweet. So those are the big hits that I'm looking for personally. Well, it's probably a 4/4 dragon. Maybe that's just the Dragon Whelp or whatever that card is. The next to 4/4. 4/4 dragon token. There's a hit, but we'll get to it in a second. Alternate art Lathril, Blade of the Elves, and foil. I don't know if I'll run that art or the other art in my Lathril deck, but I do have an Elf Lathril Blade of the Elves deck. I think that, I don't know. That foil looks really good. Twin Flame Tyrant. That's one of the big hits of the set. Obviously, the Bloodthirster is probably more desirable. The Vampire. But Twin Flame Tyrant for 3 and 2 red. He's a 3/5 flying. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, deals double that damage instead. So that was a good hit. Oh, that's a mythic. Alternate art Drake Hatcher, full face. I like that. It's nice. Another Lathril. That's the other art and the other foiling. Anthem of Champions. Already got one of those. Land. Zombify. That's a staple card. I really like that one. Fire Spitter Whelp. I think that card's going to be good in Dragons, just because it's a 3-drop dragon and you don't get many low-drop dragons, but also it'll be good in Spellslinger. So it's a flying 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature or dragon spell, the creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. It's got like a gutter snipe ability. That card, I might use this one too. Bulk Up. So it's a combat trick, instant for 2. Double target creature's power until end of turn. It's got flashback. So I've got a deck that already runs that particular card, that the old card that's just like that. I'll probably just swap it out 1 for 1. Think Twice. Think Twice is also a staple card. All right, pack number 5. Looking for that Fractured, baby. Let's see that Fractured. I'm gonna shit if I get a Fractured foil. Out of all the different packs that's come out, that's had all the serialized cards and all the special foilings and all that, since collector packs has kind of been a thing, I have searched for a lot of them in a lot of different sets. Still, yet to this day, I have yet to get one. Knock on wood, I guess. I ain't really got wood, but hopefully I can pull one today. Yet to get any of them. Ooh. Nice alternate art loot. Exuberant Explorer. Foil. For 2 and a green. Legendary creature Beast Noble is a 1/4. Cute little guy. You can play an additional land on each of your turns. And for 4 and 2 green, tap them. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can reveal a creature card with a mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among them and put it into the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Vivian Reed. Nice Vivian. Zula Shore, Leech Lord. I really like this card. I think this card's really good. I'm also looking for that 3-drop demon. That 3-drop demon is going to be a good pull for me. I need 2 of them for a standard deck and a 3rd one for one of my commander decks. So Zula Shore could be a sweet commander in her own right. I think she'll be more of a combo-y zombie commander, but she's going to go great in the 99 as well. Legendary creature, Zombie Warlock. It's a 2/2 for 2. Ward, pay 2 life. Tapper, you can cast the target zombie creature from your graveyard this turn. This card I think is really good too. Crystal Barricade. Defender. I think this card arguably can go in Modern. But I think it's gonna be a standard all-star too. It's gonna demolish red decks. So it's a 0/4 defender for 2. But you have hexproof. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. So basically, it just shuts red down completely single-handedly. Single-handedly shuts red down. Super good card. Ashur Animist. Has a lizard druid. Cool looking dude. For 2, a red and a green. He's a lizard druid, 4/4 with trample. When this creature attacks, another target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X till end of turn, where X is that creature's power. And probably the coolest swamp in the set, the lily coming out. We got the unicorn, Good Fortune Unicorn. That's good for combos. Whenever another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's good for persist combos. Vampire Gourmand. Whenever this creature attacks, you can sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card, and this creature can't be blocked. I think that'll be kind of a combo-y outlet. Fanatic Firebrand. People actually do run that card. It's not bad. It can go in a pirate deck. It can go. It's a flare target, so you can use it to have an excuse to run the red flare. And also it deals 1 damage and then taps for 1 damage, sacrifices for 1 damage. So I think it'll be good in Omnixilus. Stab, good card. Target creature gets -2/-2 for 1 black. Nice little foil. Helpful Hunter. When this creature dies, draw a card. 1/1 for 2. Quick Draw Katana. During your turn, equip creature gets +2/+0 on its first strike. Equip for 2. Last pack of the left side. It's getting kind of low. Getting kind of low already. Almost halfway through. I haven't got a Sire 7 Deaths yet. I haven't got a Niv Mizzet. I haven't got a Coma. I haven't got none of the cards I'm looking for. An Edict or a Call of the Dragon Caller. I have several Anthem of Champions though. Looks like I got the Anthem of Champions box. Sky Knight Squire. I think this card actually probably will be decent. Not really going to read it because I'm not super pressed about it. 9 Lives Familiar though. That card's great. I really like this one. For an aristocrat deck. 1 and 2 black. It's a creature cat. It's a 1/1. This creature enters with 8 revival counters on it if you cast it. When this creature dies, if it had a revival counter on it, return to the battlefield, but with 1 fewer revival counters on it at the beginning of the next end step. That's one of the cards I did want. Spinner of Souls. This card's going to be good. I think it's going to be good in standard. It's going to be good. It's a 4/3 for 3, so it doesn't die to like cut down or you know, something like that. It's a 4/3 for 3. It's a creature Spider Spirit with reach. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So I do think he's going to be good. Extravagant Replicant. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent you control. That's actually pretty good for 6 mana. I didn't even know that was in the set. That's pretty good. Plains. Ooh, nice Swiftfoot boots. That's beautiful. Beautiful Swiftfoot boots. I definitely will. Got a place for that to go. Balmore, Battle Mage Champion. Good card. Midnight Snack. Self-Reflection. Gainland. Gold Vein Pick. Icewind Elemental. Make Your Move. Soul Shackled Zombie. That's a really cool looking foil. Alright, we're halfway through. Got some decent cards so far, but I gotta say, I'm not super happy. The cost of the box, I would expect to get at least half of the hits. I haven't got not one of the hits that I really wanted to hit so far. I got a couple of the Planeswalkers, and Planeswalkers are only a couple dollars. Like, you could say that's a hit, but it's not an alternate art, it's not a, anime art, it's not a foil. That kind of might be a hit in the future. That is okay card too. And then that came from the other set. The other pack actually was way better. So far, my best pack was actually the Dominaria United Collector that I opened first. Whew. I'm going to take a drink. Gather myself here because I'm kind of eating shit so far. The High Society Hunter and the Manifoil was a nice hit, but I don't think them cards are really going to hold that much value. I do think the foiling's going to allow them to hold a little bit of value, but I do expect most of the set to crash because it's just going to be printed into oblivion. So most of the set's going to crash by at least 40-50%. And then, the nice foils and the alternate arts and stuff like that probably will retain some value. Like that Swiftfoot boots is gorgeous. Had a buddy got a pre-release, and his promo in the pre-release was a Sire of the Seven Deaths. So, ooh, something's beautiful. Something's nice. I think that's another mana foil. That is a mana foil. That's a Niv Mizzet too. Right when I'm talking, that's a good hit right there. Niv Mizzet mana foil. That textured mana foil looks fucking gorgeous, and it's one of the better cards in the set. Probably not worth a whole hell of a lot, but man, is he sweet. I think he's the best Niv Mizzet so far, and it's the full art, the full face, full art card with a mana foil, textured mana foil. For 2, a blue and a red, and is it? Legendary creature, Dragon Wizard. He's a 5/5. He's got flying. He's got you have no maximum hand size. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you draw that many cards. So something as easy as a lightning bolt just becomes an ancestor recall. And there's the new card in this set. I haven't pulled one yet, but it's for 1 red, and it does 3 damage to each opponent. With Niv Mizzet on the field, that's 1 mana, 3 damage to each opponent. Draw 9 cards. Fucking gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. I'm a little better moved now. Right side's aside. Another 9 Lives Familiar. Alternate art Arabo. That's nice. For cat decks. I like that art too. I like that art way better than the other art. There it is, baby. Much better mood now. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Foil Sire of the Seven Deaths. Let's fucking go. Two of the hits that I wanted in one pack. Let's fucking go. Not a fractured foil, but like I said, it looks as if that's about 1 in 6 odds of pulling that fractured foil. So you buy a whole case, that's $1,500 plus taxes. You got a real good shot at a $2,000 card plus. And I think the cheapest them fractured foil cards are going for is about $1,200. For the cheapest fractured foil, you get the right card and the right fractured foil, and it could be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Especially the Japanese full art, no text box. I've seen a couple of those in pack openings that people opened. The Japanese alternate art, manga art, full foil, fractured foil, textless card. That's the best possible hit you can get in this set. And those cards would be worth, those would be worth thousands. So Sire of the Seven Deaths. For 7 mana, he's a 7/7 for 7. Creature Eldrazi. First strike, vigilance, menace, trample, reach, lifelink, ward, pay 7 life. Amazing hit. Super happy now. Super happy now. Lunar Insight. This card actually I think will be kind of good too. I think it'd be sneaky good in standard. For 3 mana, it's a sorcery. Draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents you control. That does count tokens. Tokens have a mana value or converted mana cost, because I'm an old Magic head, for a 0. So in a token deck or Azurius tokens, I think this card will do really good for you. Beautiful island too. The island looks great. The foiling looks fantastic. The lands look fantastic. A nice Shivan Dragon. Imprisoned in the Moon foil. That's beautiful. Let's check that out. Imprisoned in the Moon. Nice. Cat Collector. Gainland. Marauding Blight Priest. I think that's part of the of an infinite combo with the, I forget the name of him. I just said it earlier. The new vampire, the new Exquisite Blood vampire. He's freaking sweet. Hope to pull one of him too. We'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty happy now though. Got Niv Mizzet and Sire of the Seven Deaths. So that's like pretty much half my list when you add the other pulls from the Dominaria United that I wasn't expecting. The Commander, blue black isn't really dragon colors, but I'll do something with it. Let's go. That's totally changed the tone of this whole box. If I would have started with that other side, I'd been in a much better mood. Off rip. Drake token. There's another one, baby. Right of the Dragon Caller. So for 4 and 2 red, Right of the Dragon Caller is an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. That is one of my hits. That is one of my favorite cards in the set. That's the top 5 card. So 2 packs now, 3 of my top 5 cards out of the way. If I just get Coma, I'll be super happy. Sylvan Scavenging. I think that's a... Ooh, there's an Edict. And it's alternate art Edict. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I don't care about the Sylvan Scavenging. I think it'll be okay in... I think it'd be great in Limited. I think it'd be okay in the right standard deck. But it's kind of a do-nothing card. For 1 and 2 green, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, choose one. So it does something the turn it comes out. So if... It can be responded to, though. So you can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, or create a 3/3 green raccoon creature token if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. But they can respond to it and just kill the creature. So it's a win more card, not so much efficiency card. So it's not particularly my style. But the Edict, though, the Edict is great. And it's the alternate art, not the foil, but the alternate art, which is my favorite art and of the Edict. The other one's like a crown that's like eroding away. So for 3 and 2 black, it's a sorcery. You can pay 1 black rather than pay this spell's mana cost if there are 13 or more creatures on the battlefield. Commander, that's like 3 creatures apiece. And then each player sacrifices 13 creatures of their choice. So super, super good card. I don't know. I didn't even know this card was in the set. We're going to throw this over here. My bit hits. So we'll read this. It's a 7/7 for 7. I think this is a reprint. Draxaluth, Maw of Flames. It's Drakuseth, Maw of Flames. Legendary creature, dragon, a 7/7 flyer. When Drakuseth attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. That's actually really good if you can hit 7 mana for standard. For standard, that's pretty good. This one's definitely good. This one's definitely good. I'm going to put it in a Spellslinger deck, a Commander Spellslinger deck. For 3 and 2 blue, we got Archmage of Runes. Creature Giant Wizard. It's a 3/6. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Whew. Couple nice packs in there. Beautiful land. Another youthful Valkyrie. Secluded Courtyard. What does this do? This land enters, choose a creature type, add 1 colorless. Tap to add a mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature type of the chosen type, or activate an ability of a creature of the source of the chosen type. I don't really care so much for the rest of this kind of stuff. It's kind of draft chaffy. This one's pretty good. Spitfire Lagak. It's a lizard. Goes in Nixless. It's a foil. It's common, but it's a 3/4 for 4. And then whenever you play a land, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So when I'm Nixless, it triggers 3 separate times. Macabre Waltz. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand and then discard a card. That reminds me, that art is gorgeous though. That art reminds me of Ready Player One. That scene when they were in The Shining and they had to get the second key and they had to go dance with the zombies. Liliana flavor. Fleeting Flight. Beautiful Think Twice. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous Think Twice. For 1 in the blue, it's a just instant draw a card with flashback for 3. Such a great card. Alright. So I am pretty happy now. Got 3 of my hits out of there. What am I looking for now? I'm looking for Coma, Eater of Worlds, and I am looking for, I'm the 3-drop Demon. I didn't pull none of him. Coma, Eater of Worlds. I got the Edict, got the Dragon, the Sire. Oh, I only need 1. It's just Coma. If I get Coma, I got all 5 of my top cards in the set. And I got a deck specifically for Coma to go right into. The other stuff I'd have to build around. But Coma, I got a deck for him ready to go. Food token? Ooh, this is kind of, I don't like the way that goes. Electro Duplicate, alternate art. This is a great card. It's going to be a combo-y card. It's a sorcery, though. For 2 and a red, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice the token, flashback for 4. It's going to be a combo card. It's going to be a CEDH card. Super happy to have it. Beautiful. Another Tiny Bones and non-foil. Another alternate art loop. Non-foil. Cute little guy, huh? A second Electro Duplicate in a different art. Yeah, this is a good pack there. Another Arabo in the original art. And a Forest. A Rex Sage. Meteor Golem. Kind of like that little defender guy. When it dies, create a treasure. People won't kill it though. You can use it to block. Refute. I like Refute. Refute's good. So it's just a strictly better counterspell, or not counterspell, but cancel. Strictly better cancel. Nice foiling. 1 and 2 blue. Counter target spell. Draw a card. Discard a card. Right, 3 more packs. Can I get a big money? We got a Fractured Foil. We get a Coma. We get a Coma. I don't even think I need to buy any freaking single. Oh yeah, I do. I didn't get none of the Demon. I need the Demon for a deck, for an actual standard deck. I need the Demon. He's probably going to be a sideboard card, but he might run. I might run a main board. I'll play the deck a few times and kind of see. Kind of see where he goes. I haven't gotten none yet, so we'll see. 1/1 Goblin. Kellen? That card's actually deceptively really good. For a 1 red, he's a 2/1 legendary creature, human fairy scout, and he's got that kind of level up ability, so you can sink mana into him. And for 1 in a red, if Kellen is a scout, it becomes a human fairy detective and gains whenever Kellen deals combat damage to a player. Exile the top card of your library. You could play that card this turn, so you impulse draws. And then if you can sink 3 more mana into him, 2 in a red, if Kellen is a detective, it becomes a 3/2 human fairy rogue and gains double strike. Notably, that his other abilities when he deals damage, combat damage. So if you hit with double strike, you can impulse draw twice. Kellen's good. Alicia, who laughs at fate. I like that art. I think I kind of like the other art a little better. People were saying they think this card's going to be powerful, but I'm not certain if it will or not. Dice to cut down, dice to shock. So, you know, the easiest removal spell that everybody's going to pack, it's going to die to. But for 3 mana, for 1, a black and a red, it's a 2/2 first strike, legendary creature, human warrior. Whenever Alicia attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, if you can get it to survive for the turn, then it's going to be a lot better, because then it won't die to shock and it won't die to cut down. But then it has raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attacked this turn, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Alicia's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's why people think it's going to be good. If you can protect it, she's going to go out there and she's going to wreck face and give you so much advantage that it's you know, it'll run away with the game. There's a demon, a nice alternate art version of him too. All right, the alternate art, such a beautiful art, such a creepy looking demon. Abyssal Harvester for 1 and 2 black, definitely my style card. Creature, demon, warlock. He's a 3/2. He dies to shock. He dies to cut down, but he's fucking good, man. At least I think he's gonna be fucking good. So he's got graveyard hate in him built in. So you can exile target creature card from a graveyard that was put there this turn. So you run in a deck, you fill up with removal, right? Like Dimir Demons, for example, just won the World Championship. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a nightmare in addition to its other types. Then exile all their nightmare tokens you control. So it's only going to be able to create 1 token of a creature at a time, but you can use it as graveyard hate for your opponents, and then you get that creature, or you can use it as recursion and reanimator for your own graveyard, if you've got, because you're going to have better synergies in your own graveyard. Super sweet card. Love the card. Another card I'm kind of stoked for to see in Standard again. It takes a lot to make it work, but once you get it going, it goes. It's a cheap card, but it's a fun card. 1,000-Year Storm for 4, a blue and a red. It's an enchantment. So it's expensive to get on the field, but you know, it's hard to make it work. But once you get it to work, it's super good. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. For each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn, you can choose new targets for the copies. Another Sylvan Scavenging and a Plains. Nice snakeskin veil. Beautiful braid. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Deadwing Scavenger. Essence Scatter. Counter target creature. That's a nice little card. Just a nice little side deck card. Gain land. Haste Enabler. Beautiful, beautiful foiling on that Vanishing Light. Gorgeous. Bake into a pie. And a nice little refute. Alternate art. Yeah, dig the refutes. Dig the refutes for sure. It's going to be like a standard card. I don't know if I'll use it. Well, I can see using it in Commander. And like a lower power control deck will get a refute. I don't particularly like using three drop counter spells, but at least they can draw and discard. So Rummaging's pretty good. It's a pretty good effect to add to a counter spell. Two more packs. Can I get the Coma? Can I get the Coma? Can I get a Fractured Foil? Japanese card, something. Another Dragon token. Genesis Wave. Good card in the alternate art. That's going to go in my Elves deck. Nice, beautiful foil. Genesis Wave. Classic card. For X and 3 green, it's a sorcery. Reveal the top X cards of your library. You put any number of permanent cards with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put into your battlefield into your graveyard. There's a hit. Elenda, Saint of Dusk. For 2, a white and a black. Legendary creature, Vampire Knight. 4/4. Lifelink. Hexproof from instant. It's going to be stupid hard to get rid of her. As long as your life total is greater than your starting life total, Linda gets +1/+1 and has Menace. Linda gets an additional +5/+5 as long as your life total is at least 10 greater than your starting life total. This card's going to be good too. Raised from the Past. For 2 and 2 white, it's a sorcery. Return all creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Foil Linda. Nice. And a foil Phyrexian Arena. Now, I like this art, but the alternate art on the Phyrexian Arena is fucking gorgeous. So this one looks pretty cool, but the other one looks even sweeter. Never mad at Phyrexian Arena. Definitely find a commander deck to throw that in. Savannah Lions, Gateland, Eaten Alive, Dazzling Angel. That's a pretty foil right there, huh? Big Fin Bouncer, Shark Pirate. He looks cool. He's a cool dude. It's a 3/2, about to throw somebody in the water for 4 mana. When this creature enters, return target creature an opponent controls its owner's hand. It's a blink spell. A little overly casted, but he's cool looking. Hungry Ghoul. That's a super sick looking art. Last pack. Last pack. Got some real good hits. Got a lot of the set. Got a lot of duplicates. But got a lot of the stuff I was going for. A little bit of everything. Little bit of everything. Only one card out of my list that I wanted that I didn't get. And he's not super expensive. But we're hoping to pull him. Hoping to pull him so I don't have to go back and get a whole lot more singles. I will probably order some singles. But the next time I do my single list online, I'm going to be trying to cover multiple decks with it. So I'm trying to get most of it all in one. And the fact that I got one of the demons, a really good sign. The best pack this pack could be, if it doesn't have a fractured foil in it, obviously, because that's worth a shit ton of money. But the best pack this pack could be is Coma and another one of them 3-drop demons. For me personally, Liliana, the Dreadhorde General, would be a nice pull for me. Fucking alternate art foil Progenitus. Beautiful. Beautiful pull. I think it's cheap, but it's gorgeous, and I do run Progenitus. Love the card. Such a throwback card. When I first got into Magic, someone whooped my ass with Progenitus, and I built my Legacy deck that I built runs Progenitus. It's like a sneak attack deck. So that's pretty cool. Good pull there. Not mad at that one bit. I didn't get no special guest cards, which is kind of weird. I wanted one of them, forget his name, but he's sweet looking. The green black dude. Sear Slicer Goblin. For 1 and a red. It's a 2/1 with Raid. Beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Like him, he's good. Another Mossborn Hydra. And I didn't talk about him the first time, but I definitely have a spot for Mossborn Hydra too, so I have a Hydra deck. So for 2 and a green, Mossborn Hydra is a 0/0 trample, creature elemental. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it, just one. But whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on them. So you throw some, you can play multiple lands in a turn, you double them and double them and double them and double them. Throw +1 synergies in there and he's a beast. That card's pretty good. Some people are really hype about him. Kaikar, Return of Kaikar. Zephyr Awakener. For 2, a white and a blue, and Azorius. He's a legendary creature bird wizard to 3/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one. Exile another target creature you control, return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the end step, or create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So he's kind of like Kind of like, what's it called? The Nightmare Kitten or whatever that card's called. Love that card. Kiora, Rising Tide. For 2 and a blue, I think this is just going to be, just to throw it right in a Merfolk deck. Whenever it enters, you draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. And it's got Threshold, so she helps you get to the threshold. I would not build a commander deck around her because she doesn't do enough. She's a 3/2, and whenever she's attacks, there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard. You can create Scion of the Deep, a legendary 8/8 blue octopus creature token. That'll land. Ooh, a nice little Garruk's Uprising. Vengeful Blood Witch. I needed that card too. Nice foil Vengeful Blood Witch. Elvish Regrower. This guy's kind of cool. Performing Artist. I haven't seen him in there. Devil with Death Touch. He's a 3/2. He's got Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent of their choice or discards a card. Oh yeah, he can go on the group slug deck. He's pretty decent. That's a beautiful art. Treetop Snare Spinner. Not a very good card. It's a 1/4 Death Touch with Reach Spider for 4 mana. And then you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control activated as a sorcery. Cathar Commando, that's a good card. It's a 3/1 for 2 with flash for 1 and a white. Sacrifices creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So got a lot of stapley stuff in there. Got a lot of good stuff, a lot of beautiful lands, which I don't think I even separated all of. A lot of beautiful cards. Got a lot of good hits. I probably made the money back, or close to the money back, with the last few hits. But no coma. Other than that, though, it did fantastic. The creature I most wanted, obviously, was the Sire of 7 Deaths. Coma was my number 2. Niv Mizzet was like my number 3 creature. And, Blasphemous Edict and Rite of the Dragon Color were my 4th and 5th card. So, the only card out of the set that I didn't really get that I wanted was Coma. Because I got a deck specifically for him to go in. I've got a deck for him to go in, too. So, looks like I'm going to be putting in some work. Beautiful Progenitus. Beautiful card. Well, alright, guys. I'm Mr. J. This is W.A.D. MTG. It's been another episode of Cardboard Crack, Pack Crack. And I'm out. Deuces.